PG Pathshala on the subject Social Medicine and Community Health. We shall be discussing National Vector-Borne Disease Control Program. Two important components of this program, Filaria and Kala-Azar, in this session. And this belongs to the paper National Health Policies and Programs. This has been developed by a team comprising of myself, Professor Devendra Kumar Taneza, Ramesh Verma is the content writer, and Dr. Pratap Banerjee from New Delhi is the content reviewer. The learning objective that has been set for this session is one should be able to state the problem of lymphatic filariasis, mention the strategies for elimination of lymphatic filariasis, enumerate key points in morbidity management and disability elevation, and state problems of Kala-Azar, mention strategies for Kala-Azar elimination, and enumerate initiatives for Kala-Azar elimination. As we all know that filaria has been a neglected disease because it doesn't contribute to mortality, but it imposes serious, significant morbidity, and therefore it has immense socioeconomic consequences. It affects many poor communities more. Lymphatic filariasis is caused by two organisms. One is Filaria and second is the Rosea malai. The commonest organism is Filaria and this disease is transmitted to man by the bite of infected mosquitoes, Culex and Mansonia. Lymphatic filariasis is the second leading cause of long-term disability, immediately after mood disorders. Filariasis has been a major public health problem in India, next only to malaria, and that's why when Government of India started various programs after malaria, immediately they took the problem of filariasis control, although the required emphasis was not given in this disease. Lewis in 1872 in Calcutta discovered microfilaria in the peripheral blood. So this is a old disease and came to the knowledge long back, even in India. The indigenous cases have been reported from about 250 districts in 20 states and Union territories. So this disease is endemic in many parts of the northwestern states, Union territories are known to be free from disease-acquired filarial infection because of their peculiar geographical conditions and so many other factors. The filarial cases have been recorded from Andhra Pradesh, Assam, Bihar, Chhattisgarh, Goa, Jharkhand, Karnataka, Gujarat, Kerala, Madhya Pradesh, Maharashtra, Odisha, Tamil Nadu, Uttar Pradesh, West Bengal, Pondicherry, Andaman and Nicobar Islands, Daman and Diu, Dadra and Nagar Haveli, and Lakshadweep. Out of these, Bihar and Uttar Pradesh have been contributing significantly, about 2/3 of the total case load. An estimated 600 million people are living in these areas. That is the population at risk is about 600 million. Out of these, 120 million population is living in urban areas. So this disease is common both in urban as well as in rural areas. India accounts for about 40% of 120 million estimated cases globally with either disease or infection, microfilaria cases. So, looking at the global population and India's population contributes to 1/6 of the world's population, roughly 16%, and 40% cases are being contributed by India only. This is a very serious concern. The average microfilaria rate came down from 1.24% to 0.29% from 2004 to 2030 after the various interventions carried out under the National Vector-Borne Disease Control Program. This is average statistics. And looking at this performance, one will feel that the performance has been quite significant. However, there are many districts in the country which have microfilaria carrier rate more than 1%, and this is the critical level we consider for program implementation. The target year for global elimination of the disease is by the year 2020. Globally, the target has been set that by year 2020 we will be able to eliminate lymphatic filariasis. However, in Indian context, the target was kept at 2015, which could not be achieved. As far as organization of National Filaria Control Program is concerned, this program, after National Family Planning Program, National Malaria Control Program, National Filaria Control Program was initiated in the year 1955. And the basis for organization of this program was a pilot project that was carried out in Odisha from 1949 to 1954. And the findings of this study, that is the three approaches that was adopted in that, it was observed that if the multi-pronged strategies are taken into account, the filaria control is possible. And that's why, based on the findings of this study, the National Filaria Control Program was launched in the year 1955 with the objectives of delimiting the problem, that is, to undertake control measures in endemic area. For delimiting the problem, the surveillance methodology were adopted, and then control strategies were evolved from time to time. And in this process, immense contribution has been done by the independent assessment by Indian Council of Medical Research in the year 1960s, 70, 1982, and 1995. So at 4 times, Indian Council of Medical Research has assessed them, and they have given key inputs for program implementation. Since 2003-2004, National Filaria Control Program has become an integral component of National Vector-Borne Disease Control Program. The Government of India is signatory to the World Health Assembly's resolution in 1997 for global elimination of lymphatic filariasis. Globally, we are committed to eliminate this disease by 2020. The National Health Policy 2002, which is a very important document, envisages the elimination of lymphatic filariasis in India by 2050. So, Indian government, that is National Health Policy, has contemplated 5-year earlier elimination of lymphatic filariasis in India. But however, we are very close to elimination, but we are still many things has to be done to reach that level. Now, as far as the strategy for elimination of lymphatic filariasis is concerned, based on the studies carried out in various parts of the country, Lakshadweep, Andhra Pradesh, then in one study in UP, and from other places, it was found from those studies that the mass drug administration of single dose of BEC has reduced significantly the microfilaria carrier rate. And that therefore, the first strategy that was adopted from 1996 onwards, that annual mass drug administration of single dose of BEC plus albendazole for a minimum of 5 years or more to the eligible population, except pregnant women, children less than 2 years of age, and seriously ill patients, to interrupt transmission of the disease. Why these 3 groups were eliminated? Because BEC may cause some adverse effect in pregnant women. Children less than 2 years don't need because of the pre-patent concept, and seriously ill patients have maybe also hazardous consequences. So except these 3 groups, it was envisaged as a very important strategy that annual mass drug administration, and it was observed as National Filaria Day in the country. The second important component is home-based management of lymphedema cases and scaling up of hydrocele operations in identified CSCs, district hospitals, and medical colleges. Why home-based management becomes important? Because it was observed that most of the cases can be taken care of in the home as far as development of complications are concerned. Now, for this purpose, training programs has been initiated. Local people have been educated how to take care of local wound hygiene and food hygiene. And second important component was that the management of hydrocele and hernia cases. Why? Because for that purpose, line listing was done in each district, and Department of Surgery and Plastic Surgery were involved in that process, so that these cases that we manage and morbidity reduction can be an important component of that, and disease control is important. For that purpose, DEC as well as antibiotics can be also considered. The third strategy was that is the vector control measures has to continue. And the fourth strategy, so home-based management of lymphatic cases, scaling of hydrocele operations and identify CSCs, district hospital and medical colleges, because hydrocele cases particularly can be easily taken care of. But lymphedema cases, even if they survive after surgery, also there are possibilities of complications, and therefore that was the scaling up of the hydrocele operation procedures by logistic support and by human resource development has been taken on large scale. The third strategy has been, very important strategy has been that anti-larval and under control vector control measures must continue. And the last strategy was huge involvement of the community in this involvement. Now, validation through transmission assessment survey, it was decided that once a district reaches to level of microfilaria carrier less than 1, and the district which have completed 5 rounds of MDA by the end of 2030, as per WHO guidelines, the district having observed minimum 5 rounds of MDA is more than 65% coverage against total population at risk, they should be assessed for transmission assessment survey. During 2012 and 13, 4 districts, 2013, 14 and 7 districts have been successfully completed transmission assessment survey. During 2014-15, transmission assessment is expected to be carried out in 96 districts. While the transmission assessment out of these 55 districts have already completed initial microfilaria survey, and few are in the process of completing transmission assessment survey. Now, transmission assessment survey is carried out in those districts where it has been observed that the microfilaria rate has been less than 1%. Then in identified clusters, the live blood space is taken just to confirm whether this is the truth or not, and then after that we go for microfilaria antigenemia by ICT test, and then we say that we can take a decision that the can be stopped in those instances. Now, this transmission assessment survey has been considered as an important tool in the elimination process, and based on that we can take our decisions. Transmission assessment surveys have been carried out in many districts, and that will help us in modifying our programs and taking in the stage control strategies or elimination strategies for microfilaria. And this is based on the microfilaria carrier rate, and if it is less than 1%, we will be doing school surveys for 2 to 9 years and finding out whether filaria antigenemia is present or not. Because if the young population is being affected, then it means that disease transmission processes are going on in that particular area. So we have to take into cognizance the environmental factors, other factors, and that control strategy has to continue. But one most important thing is the community participation in mass drug administration. It has been observed in many countries in the world that where community came forward, that is the popularly known as COMDT approach, community directed approach, they ensure that everybody consumes DEC, and once there is a sense of belonging that this program is running for them. Now, as far as community participation is concerned, community can participate at 4 levels: in planning stage, in delivery of services, in utilization of services, and in prevention of services. Therefore, it becomes important that all the 4 strategies, particularly for this program, are vital. Now, morbidity management and disability elevation is an important component. Morbidity management is considered the key pillar of strategy of elimination of lymphatic filariasis, because people can understand by using this approach that hydrocele cases are taken care of, that something is being done positively for them. States, even territories were advised to on scaling up home-based morbidity management, lymphedema cases, and hydrocele operations. The states, union territories were also advised for line listing of lymphedema and hydrocele cases in the districts, as I have said earlier, and demonstration and training of simple food hygiene to affected person and motivate them for self-practice and also motivate them for surgical interventions to hydrocele cases. There is a backlog in the country. The endemic states reported 8 lakh lymphedema cases and 4 lakh cases of hydrocele. Initiatives have been taken that these cases are being taken care of. The state union territories have reported that they have done 1,10,842 hydrocele operations since 2004. Different states also have initiated management epidemics by demonstrating home-based food hygiene methods to patients at local levels. This is very important because once it is taken up, then this can be done on day-to-day basis, and the complications of lymphedema or infections and other things can be taken care of by cases. Certainly, the cases needs also need to be treated by BC for 12 days and also antibiotics. BC will be 6 milligrams per day. Now, just to conclude what has happened, that though we started in the Filaria control program in 1955, we multi-pronged the strategy that now, depending on 4 issues: organization of National Filaria Day, disease management, ongoing vector control programs to be continued, and involving community at large. There is a way to successful elimination of filariasis. The point that is important that MDA was taken at a very low profile. MDA, National Filaria Day, was to be observed once in a year, but at many places the coverage were so low that it continued for instead of Filaria Day, it continued for Filaria weeks and sometimes months. So that enthusiasm which we have seen also in the program and other programs could not be seen in this disease. Now we are going to discuss about one other component of the National Vector-Borne Disease Control Program, Kala-Azar Control Program. Kala-Azar is a very slow progressing indigenous disease caused by a protozoal parasite of genus Leishmania. It is transmitted to man by the bite of female phlebotomous sandfly. The parasite primarily infects reticuloendothelial system and will be found in abundance in bone marrow, spleen, and liver. They are responsible for various syndromes in humans, like Kala-Azar or distal leishmaniasis, cutaneous leishmaniasis, mucocutaneous leishmaniasis, anthropolytic cutaneous leishmaniasis, zoonotic cutaneous leishmaniasis, post-Kala-Azar dermal leishmaniasis. Among these post-Kala-Azar dermal leishmaniasis serves as the source of infection in majority of cases. In India, distal leishmaniasis is still an important disease. Post-Kala-Azar dermal leishmaniasis is a condition where Leishmania donneri embeds skin cells, resides and develops there and manifests as dermal lesions. This disease is, if you look at it globally, there are about 88 countries in the world which are endemic to Kala-Azar, and among them 90% of cases are being contributed by India, Bangladesh, Nepal, Sudan and Brazil. These four or five countries come together, they contribute to about majority of the cases in the globe. In India, the problem is, Kala-Azar is that it is confined to certain geographical areas, and there are about, like Bihar, certain part of West Bengal, and other regions of the country. Though the vector of the disease, that is the phlebotomous argentifex, is present globally, but there are two factors in the transmission of disease. One is the reservoir, and another is the vector. Simply presence of vector is not going to make a difference, because there must be a reservoir also. As far as Bihar is concerned, the housing conditions are as such that favors the increasing density of phlebotomous sandfly, female phlebotomous sandfly, and that is the reason for why this disease is rampant in certain geographical areas, particularly in muddy soil. Their habitat is cracks and crevices of houses. Now, as far as problem statement is concerned, there are many districts in India which are endemic to this disease. Kala-Azar is currently endemic in 31 districts of Bihar, 11 districts of West Bengal, 6 districts of Uttar Pradesh, particularly eastern Uttar Pradesh, and 4 districts of Jharkhand. Nearly 130 million populations of India are at risk of the disease in these states. So, and in the year 2014, 9,241 cases of Kala-Azar and 11 deaths were reported from the country. Maximum cases of Kala-Azar were reported from Bihar, followed by Jharkhand and West Bengal. So Bihar is the hotland of Kala-Azar, and up to 28th February 2015, 1,184 cases of Kala-Azar were reported in India. In 1990-91, centrally sponsored Kala-Azar control program was launched in Bihar and West Bengal by Government of India. Looking at the problem of geographical distribution of the disease to certain areas, this program was launched in Bihar and West Bengal by Government of India so that these problems can be taken care of. And the components of the program has been primarily to detect Kala-Azar, to provide treatment to them, to do vector surveillance and other morbidity management techniques. It was brought out that the primary health systems must be brought out in the ambit of that. So, since 1991, when the centrally sponsored Kala-Azar control program was launched in these two states, significant progress has taken place. Still, this disease has not reached to the elimination stage. Now, we'll be discussing the next component, that is the Government of India provided Kala-Azar medicines, insecticides, technical support, and the state governments implemented the program through primary healthcare system, that is the network of sub-centers, PSCs, community health centers. Why it was implemented through primary health centers? Because in that situation, the information education and communication activities will be more, and most of the cases are coming to these systems so that they can be taken. The program was further intensified in the year 1991 and 92, which led to improved case registration through primary healthcare system. Now, the idea was that these PSC system were informed that how to detect these cases based on the important case definition was given to them, that is fever and more than 2 weeks, and other suspicion indexes were told to them so that they can at least be sensitized to pick up Kala-Azar cases. Although in the National Health Policy 2002, Kala-Azar was to be eliminated by 2010, it was not achieved, and therefore the target was further extended by Government of India by 2015. Now, once this Government of India started this program. Then in 2003 and 2004, the Kala-Azar control program was merged with the National Vector-Borne Disease Control Program because identifying the commonality of factors. So Kala-Azar became an integral part of this disease, although it is of geographical, it is confined to certain areas of the country only, but it became an integral part of the National Vector-Borne Disease Control Program. Then, if you look at the various strategies for Kala-Azar elimination program, the most important strategy is parasite elimination and disease management. But we are contemplating that the reservoir will be reduced. And if the reservoir is reduced, the cases are not there. When if the vector is present, the disease will not, transmission will not take place. So the first approach was that efficient case detection and disease management. Early case detection and complete treatment has been considered the key strategy of Kala-Azar elimination. And for early detection of cases, the suspicion index and one workable definition has been worked out so that on the basis of that, staff can detect these cases by both active and passive surveillance is certainly going on, but active surveillance mechanisms have been also instituted. Information, education, and communication drive was taken so that people are made aware that who are likely to suffer from Kala-Azar, and once they suffer, where to go for treatment and other investigations. And in order to provide complete treatment, and drug provisions were made, there was no shortage of drugs, and strengthening of referral mechanism for complicated cases. Other initiatives were also taken so that the patient can have higher compliance for treatment. The second approach was integrated vector control, indoor residual spray. The key to success: DDT, 2 rounds of spray, plus in some areas now resistance are being reported, so we can go for other kind of drugs, other insecticides. Environmental management by maintenance of sanitation hygiene, particularly as the habitat of the sandfly is cracks and crevices of houses. So by managing the house conditions, things can be taken care of. Even incentives for constructing small houses have been taken care by the government. Then supportive interventions in terms of behavioral change communication for social mobilization. Because social mobilization is an important part. Many people are reluctant to come to the treatment centers because of a variety of reasons. And if they are informed well, they are well supported well, they are brought to the centers and efficient treatment is done, probably their confidence in the health system will increase. And this is likely to bring out behavioral change communication. Then intersector convergence. It is often said that if you want to succeed in any program, you must reach to each and everyone, you must adopt appropriate technologies, and there must be intersectoral convergence for improving the efficiency of the system. So all departments which are linked to housing and other departments and extension departments are made aware so that Kala-Azar elimination becomes a dream. Considered as a dream can be a reality. Capacity building by training of the staff from different levels of care, from sub-center, from PSC, from community health center, district, and as well as community volunteers, including ASHA, social health activists, because they have opportunities to visit many places, and if they are aware about the suspicion index of Kala-Azar, they can catch those cases and bring to the system. So capacity building of the staff and monitoring and evaluation of the program on day-to-day basis becomes key input for key strategies for Kala-Azar elimination. So just to summarize, we have to take into account that the reservoir of the disease is reduced by efficient parasite elimination and disease management. and also the transmission potential of the vector. If the vector density is reduced, the chances of disease transmission will be less. For efficient mobilization of the cases from the periphery, there is need for capacity building of the staff as well. In the program, diagnostic tools in the form of rapid diagnostic kits have been provided so that Kala-Azar cases can be RK-59 have been provided so that immediately the disease can be diagnosed. And there are many drugs available. Kala-Azar has a long history of drugs, ureastigomine, monosodium gluconate, then amphotericin B. Beltofacin is a very effective oral drug which can be given for 28 days. Indoor residual spray which was 50% for vector control twice a year has been considered as another important initiative that has been taken in this direction. And incentives to the Kala-Azar patient towards loss of wages. Because if a patient, most of the victims of Kala-Azar are poor patients, and if they come for treatment, they lose money because they are not gainfully employed. So, an incentive has been given for that purpose, 50 per day during the period of treatment. And also, those persons who are coming there, they have been provided with other support in terms of food, free diet support to the patient, and one attendant accompanying the patient. The purpose was that so that the compliance to the drugs and complete treatment becomes the key to success. Because one of the problems is that most of the cases don't complete the entire course of therapy. Incentives to ASHA for rupees 20 per patient, rupees 50 for referring a suspected case of rupees 150 after completion of treatment after confirmation through rapid diagnostic kits. So, incentive-based schemes at the periphery have been launched so that the cases from the periphery can be brought out to the test. Government was also conscious of the fact that if you want to succeed in this particular program, then we need to have the involvement of consultants or technical supervisors. And for this purpose, support to states for engaging 46 consultants and 276 Kala-Azar technical supervisors in 46 this year under the World Bank support project has been initiated in this program so that these experts can provide technical inputs from time to time. So, as we see that for these two important diseases, Filaria and the Kala-Azar, which are contributing, the first disease is causing morbidities or disabilities. The second disease, Kala-Azar, is causing death among the people. Government has taken key initiatives, and strategically we are very sound. That there is enough evidence that if these strategies are implemented in a proper manner, there is every chance of success. However, the one point that has to be taken into account that in any program we must know where we stand, and that is why monitoring, supervision, and independent evaluations have been also considered as a key input in this program. There is no dearth of logistic drugs, case detection mechanisms have been streamlined, surveillance mechanisms both in terms of active and passive solution have been streamlined so that we can take care of, can detect cases of Kala-Azar and we can manage these cases efficiently. Thank you very much for this.